Jared Smith is Senior Account Executive for DoD at Elastic. Jared, welcome. It's great to have you here today. How are you seeing the C services integrating artificial intelligence, machine learning, other types of cutting-edge technologies into operation?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thanks for having me. I think from my perspective, Elastic's perspective, we see a lot of internal use for AI tools. And what I mean by that is, for example, there are massive amounts of data that these organizations within the Navy have to sort through that is just impossible for one person to do. So we're seeing a lot of capabilities like Elastic come in and give them a tool that they can search through a massive set amount of data that's taking a task that goes from 8 hours now down to 30 minutes, with providing great information, different speeds, and then also providing that information back to senior leaders to make decisions. So we're definitely seeing that, at least I'm seeing that from a very internal use perspective.
Admiral Caudle, the commander of Fleet Forces Command, was here today talking about that exact idea. Something that a couple of years ago took months, a couple months ago took months or days, and now is down to hours. That kind of truncation of data analytics and making that data available for performance management seems to be the most important priority of all of these organizations. Is that a fair read on my part?
Speed at scale and speed at relevance is what we're seeing, because decisions have to be made in a decent amount of time, but now you have the ability to take all that information, putting into a readable document in seconds, makes a world of difference on saving people's lives.
What seems to be different about this technology development compared to others that I've seen over the years is that people like Admiral Caudle and others are saying, this is my problem. How could this technology potentially help with this problem, rather than here's some technology, let's figure out a way to apply it? What difference does that make in the way that the warfighter actually receives whatever the technology is, or maybe doesn't even know the technology is part of the solution?
Right. Well, I think if you look at industry, that's how we're focused as well. Even my time in the DoD, it's like you mentioned, I have this problem, industry, how can I help and fix it? And a lot of us come from a user's perspective in the DoD, so we know, and we don't want to just give a tool that's not going to be used, right? We understand that, these individuals, the operators, are out there doing this work, need good tools. And the nice thing too about industry and companies like Elastic is we're looking at it and saying, okay, is this something we can figure out? How can we figure out, work with the customer, work with the Navy, and solve that issue, because it's only going to help now and down the road. So absolutely.
Are the services getting better at getting you connected to the end users to be able to have those direct collaboration conversations so that you know exactly what they need? It's not being filtered through another.
Absolutely. I think the nice thing too is you've got a lot of senior leaders that listen to their people. And that was one thing when I was coming up through the Officer Corps and the Marine Corps, that was always something that was this told to us is, you've got great staff, use them and listen, right? You've got SMEs who've been in for a long time, who understand, and they understand that they need to connect us, industry, with the right people, not just decision makers, and having those meetings and saying, hey, do you even like how you're using our platform? Could we be doing something better? And I think asking those questions and working with those individuals that are actually using these software solutions when it comes to AI or ML makes a huge difference.
What's important to you regarding partnering with an organization inside the department, and what do you think makes that person or that organization a good partner for an industry organization?
I think what's good for me is solving an issue that makes a difference, and it's knowing that something might be slower or out of date or not efficient, it's not helping anybody, giving someone, the Navy, a solution that provides that rate of return, I think is a huge thing that I like to see. It's because I've been there and done that. I used to be a user. I used to lead the users and had some great staff. And now being on an industry side, I can relate to having a good product and good platform.
Jared, it's great to have you on the show. Thanks for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you.